Welcome everybody, Jason Overly with Overly Equipment. Silly puppy. Well, hello, scaredy dear. Welcome everybody, I'm Jason and welcome to the channel. Today we are working on part 2 of the Jacobsen GT12. First order of business, I put brand new tires on it, but that one's a little low. So we're going to have to address what's up with that. That's a brand new tire, but again, Chinesium. So there's Magosaurus, our garage companion. So if you notice, this is a GT12, 1976 GT12. And I converted it to hydraulic lift. The snowblowers are quite heavy. And I don't know, that sun's in the way. Maybe I better go over here. The snowblower is quite heavy. And with a manual lift, it gives you quite a workout. And then you're pulling, using your leg to keep yourself steady to pull up. And in the snow, when it's icy, the foot treads get ice and snow, and it slips. So you're losing, then you're pushing on the steering wheel. So hydraulic lift makes it a lot easier. So we'll go over this real quick. I did. Like I said, I converted everything from a Ford LGT 145. I put a easy reach handle extension on it, and all I did was take the lift cylinder and hydraulic valve, everything off of the 145. I parted out the white wheel, and everybody's like, "Oh, you parted out a white wheel?" Oh, well, that was junk. And I don't know if you can see up in here or not, but I got my cylinder. And everything goes all right in the same spot as a 140. All the tractors are pretty much the same, whether it's a lift or a manual lift. They will still have all this mechanism, but the hydraulic lift won't have that toothed half moon gear in there to catch for your manual lift, but it will have that without the bolts. So that was a part that was a part that they put on. Sorry about the sun again. It was a part that was universal to all the tractors. They streamlined them on the assembly line. So you can do exactly what I did and take the hydraulic lift off one and put it on a non-hydraulic lift tractor. Very easy to do. Now, when I say easy, I mean technically speaking, it's plug and play. But with all the rust and trying to slide over, the one bracket, I guess you want to call it, on the bar, very difficult. So on mine, on the one I was parting out, I cut it off because the tractor was, parts junk. So it was very easy to get it off. I just cut off the bar, pulled the cylinder out. To put this on, it had the ears. I don't have a cylinder. I should have done a video on how to put that on there, I guess. But, my ADHD kicks in and I just get the job done. And then I think, oh boy, I should have made a video. But anyhow, it can be done. So with that being said, I'm actually want to finish this snowblower install up because we're going to see. I want to see how I can incorporate a chute retaining ring. Now, this blower was not in the garage fire, but these parts, this was. So we cleaned all this up, the rod to turn the chute, but the chute's bolted in place. Factory was a plastic ring, so to speak, and it melted, so it let it spin. And I picked up this at a local supplier because we have these on a set of filters at work. Canisters that have water filters in them. I thought, oh, I wonder what size they make these in. So I was hunting around on industrial websites, Granger, all that, and I forget where I got this from. I don't know if it's going to work. If it does work out by the end of the day, I'll post a link for the video of where I got these, and you guys can modify your own for your snowblower. They're a very common part that breaks the plastic retaining ring, even if they're not in a garage fire. So, all right, let's get with it. First order of business, I'm going to take this off. So I measured the ring. That's been a while because I ordered this a while ago and I really didn't. I can't remember. But actually, I'm going to lose my bolts. Wherever they're at, they probably got it lost. So I'm going to loosen everything up, put it on the workbench, and see actually how this actually fits. I just had one bolt holding this in until I figured out what I'm going to do with it. I don't want to lose my carriage bolts. Okay, so that, wow, that's actually going to fit. I don't know if it'll work or not clamped. If it does, we're going to be in business. So, what is the chance I may have to bolt that? I don't care if the whole thing spins. But the problem lies is, I'll show you guys. Let's see. Now that, I measured that. I think it's 8 or 10 inches on that. So that goes on there, and it holds it. It's a little sloppy, and it does spin. So a little bit of grease, but I don't know how. It's not as tight as I would like it to be, but it may work. I don't know. Redneck ingenuity at its finest, folks. I will clean it. See, it's, Yeah, we'll have to figure something out. Maybe the gear will hold it in place. We'll just grease it up real good with some axle grease, and that'll keep it. That'll make it nice and spinny. Maybe. I don't know if spinny's even a word, but we're going to use that word. So let's see how this works out. Let's see how this works out. I don't know. Zoom in here and see. All right, that may work. Let's make a mess and put some grease on it. Let's make a mess first off. Thing right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, let's just mess it up. It's a whole bunch of grease and see what we can come up with. Yeah, I just use regular axle grease, and I just use a chip brush. Keep it in. This way, if I need to grease something, I'm not using fingers. I don't have to put on gloves. I just put the brush to it and done. Put it back in the cabinet. Keep dust from getting on. Sorry about that. I lost content there on finish installing that. It actually worked out pretty good. So, yeah, like I said, I'm still learning with this new camera and all that jazz. So, anyhow, no, it works really great. We didn't make no modifications to it at all. I just greased it, and if you put it in there correct, I didn't have it lined up in the holes correctly. There's little relief holes on the bottom flange, and that whole thing it just works great. So the whole thing spins, but doesn't matter because the clamp's holding it in place. So let it do its thing. So I'm impressed with it. I'll leave a link down below for it to get this part from Global Industry or Industrial. Pretty cool. So with that being said, that part was complete, and I did no modifications to that ring. The clearance works. I can't get over how well that worked, and I didn't pre-fit this. I didn't do anything. You've seen it live here, me putting it in for the first time and hoping it would have worked or modified it. But anyhow, I want to go back over the rest of the tractor here and what I was saying during that, after it got cut off there, in the previous little clip. So I did put 18-inch tires on the front, brand new, and that gives it a little bit more lift and clearance for the tractor. And if anybody knows anything about these tractors, on the subframes down here, they did make different subframes. Now, this comes factory with this little, I don't know what you want to call it, this bushing that they pressed on there. A lot of the subframes did not. So when you ordered a snowblade or a snowblower, that was one of the parts that came with it. That's the kind of subframe you got. This way you can still hook your motor deck up, and the brackets on the motor deck would go on either side, but this little bit of clearance gives you more lift. Well, if you know anything about these tractors, they didn't have a lot of clearance to lift anyhow because of just the design of them. So I put the 18 up front, and it gives it more clearance, but not just that. I put ATV tires on the back. These are 25, 10 by 12s, and they came off that LGT 145 I parted out, because I did not want to use turf tires and chains and mar up my driveway. So I figured, why not try these out this winter? Because I could have put ag tires, but in the past with ag tires, they're not that great with just the cleats are too far separated to get the good traction. So I thought, well, if guys plow their driveways with an ATV, why can't I try that with this tractor? And we got plenty of wheel weights, and then I got a big counterweight full of brick and all of that. So that's fine. I put wheels on it. I don't know how them are going to work. I'm hoping they do, because again, I didn't want to scratch the driveway. Just freshly sealed it, fresh blacktop. I'm hoping they work. If they don't, I will take them off and incorporate some type of non-marring up skid. They make nylon skids for the not for these, but they make nylon material to bolt onto your skid. So I may do that. May incorporate something for that. Next question everybody has is these springs. These are original, which is nice, but honestly, they don't do that much. I mean, they do help a little bit, but being 40 years old, if you do find them, their spring has sprung, so to speak. So Lowe's, wherever, Home Depot, wherever you can find online, just find a 2-inch by 13-inch spring, and you should be pretty good to go. And you may have to get some turnbuckles or some eye bolts to make that work. I've done that before when I couldn't find them. But they were usually on a hydraulic lift tractor, and you don't see a difference in a hydraulic lift tractor like this I converted to. Manual lift, you definitely notice definitely a difference. But anyhow, let me fire this thing up, and I'll show you how high it lifts, and then I'm going to post that link below for that ring, so you guys can fix all your snowblower, or just buy one if you're already existing. Because I'm plastic. Those plastic retaining rings, they really never did hold up too well. They always cracked and broke. Now you can see the significant difference on how much more that thing lifts up compared to the tractors that do not lift. I got 8 inches of clearance there, where, believe it or not, the Snowblade and the other how should I say it, the other frame and the smaller tires, you're gaining at least 2-3 inches just with those tires and that little bit of a bushing, believe it or not, just because of the geometry. Now that makes a big difference with a Snowblade for sure, especially when you're plowing snow or dirt. You want as much clearance as you can sometimes. So hopefully this old girl works out this winter. But you know how my luck is. Since I put this all together and got it ready, it won't snow probably a bit. But you know what? I'm okay with that too. When I was a kid, I enjoyed the snow, and I still do. I'm not saying I don't, but my job requires me to show up for work no matter what the weather is, and I don't get to say enjoy it, plowing the snow, like I used to when I had the day off to play around all day with it. So now it's like I got to show up for work and come home after 12, 14 hours and then plow snow till 9, 10 o'clock at night, and it's not quite as fun. Or before I go in for night shift, ain't quite as fun. So, yeah. So anyhow, guys, I hope you're enjoying the videos. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Like I said, I'll leave a link below. Look in the not in the comment section, but look in that little box below the video there, and I'll leave it in the description category there, little description box on that the link to that ring. I think there's 30 some dollars for it. It's 34, 36, 37, whatever. $38 plus shipping, I can't remember. And it's stainless, and it's got rubber inside. So I hope it works. It's better than not having one. This way you don't have to get off the tractor to manually turn that thing. So anyhow, all right, guys. Thank you very much.